Hey guys, I'm Jesse Donck-Rains. Wrong way. Let me start off by saying I'm religious, I fucking love God. I was raised Episcopologist. Pretty serious stuff. I like to talk to God. Hey God. He must be asleep right now, So the other day I was having premarital sex. And I know you're thinking, that doesn't sound very Christian of you. And let me tell you, God's fine with premarital sex, given two conditions. One, you don't use birth control, obviously. And two, legislation exists which makes it nearly impossible for a girl to get an abortion, regardless of the circumstance, and also disproportionately affects people of color or people in lower class, and will inevitably lead to an influx of children entered into foster care systems which have histories of abuse and mental health problems, which will in turn lead to more teenage pregnancies, creating a terrible feedback loop. Or, as pro-lifers call it, a love halo. But God's fine with all this suffering. Or, sorry, I didn't mean to say God. I'm going to say Brian Kemp is fine with all this suffering. Zing, God. I hope he hears this and cries. If any of you know him, maybe he's in the audience tonight. So, I'm banging, and I'm trying to think about other things, because, don't want to finish too quick. So I started thinking about car accidents. And I've been in 3 car accidents, and the first one, I was not driving, my friend was driving, and we were like, splat tree, 50 miles an hour, and we were both pretty banged up. I had some scratches on my neck where my Mardi Gras beads were, and I had an abdominal contusion, which is like a bruise on my tummy. It's pretty bad. And my friend who was driving, she broke her nose, cracked her ribs, she had some internal bleeding, a big gash in her leg, and broke both her legs. So we were both hurting pretty bad, but we got through it. The second accident, 2 weeks later, we were driving, some shit happened, we crashed. I was not driving again, but this time, everyone in my car was fine, but in another car there was this younger kid, and he hit his head. But kids' heads are softer. They're made it's like a bouncy ball. So he was fine too. And the third one I was driving, this is the one I was driving, down I-20, and I looked at the wall on my left, and I thought, why not just hit this wall for no reason? So then I just hit the wall. It was a one-car accident, but I made it out of that one all right too. And what I'm saying with all this is that it's like God has a plan for me. I'm really important, clearly. I think it was probably to tell that baby head joke. That's probably what it was. That's why it's kept me around. So I'm having sex and I'm thinking about these car accidents, but it's actually having the opposite effect of what I want. I just find myself getting more aroused. So I think about something else. I started thinking about snakes. Thinking about the green tree snake. When I was younger, one time, my mom, she opened up my sock drawer and there was a green tree snake in there, and she just assumed it was fake, I guess, because I had like a toy snake. So she put the socks in and it bit her. Because that's on her, you don't want to assume something's just fake for no reason, especially if it's dangerous. Like if you're taking a hike and there's like a bear, it's probably safer to assume that it's in fact a real bear. It's not like oh, I think this is just my kid's bear. But he has one that kind of looks like a life-size grizzly. It kind of looks like this. He must have just left it out here. Or if you're driving, and you're like, maybe this wall is a fucking hologram or like a portal. It's probably a wall. You're probably gonna hit it pretty hard if you try that. But some people learn through experience, So I'm thinking about snakes, fucking, and I say out loud for no reason, I'm thinking about snakes right now. And she says, what? And then her dad, who's filming, says, what? We have to reshoot this now. And that's actually probably the joke that God kept me around for, not the baby head one, All right, that's my time. I'm Jesse Donck-Rains. Thank you very much.